Hello guys, I wanted to make a separate slide here so that some of you didn't get to see all the slides. We had to run through it really quick last night, and I wanted to make sure that you guys had the opportunity to get the full class. So hopefully this will be helpful to you, um, and let me know. I may be able to make these in the future as well. Bear with me, I'm using a new microphone. So as I've explained, everything hinges upon your morning and night routine. Having a good, steady morning and night routine helps you to be able to be more focused and relieves your brain of that what if, what to do next, what has to happen, right? So we're going to talk about that. We're going to again talk about the organization of the home. We're not going to be talking about goal setting in this session. We're going to be replacing that with the block scheduling, and then we'll be addressing the goal setting next class. We want to organize our time and our finances and the income jump, and that's what will be happening throughout the whole course of the class. Today we're focusing on your morning and night routine and your home organization. One of the biggest things to occur is depression. Having a purpose to get up each morning and a reason to go to bed early each night. Sleep is one of the most valuable things you can do for your body, your brain, and your overall health. Sleep must be as purposeful as any activity you do in your life. Your day begins the day before, purposely planning out the most productive day. If you had the most productive day, you could have what would it look like? We went over that last night. And so, like I said last night, every day can't be productive, every day can't be exciting, every day can't be lazy, and we need a balance in our life. Okay, so this image doesn't have everything that I wanted, but I used it to kind of help us identify it. I mean, just kind of an image to be able to see. It may take a few days to figure out what is the best bedtime for you. Everyone is different in how many hours of sleep they need at night. You need to also know what is your most productive time. For most people, it's between 7 and 10 a.m. But you may be more of a 1 to 3 p.m. You may want to make sure you choose your productive time for the most brain power. So be sure to have your morning routine done and into productivity during this brain power time. As for morning routine, allow about 30 minutes to an hour. We'll talk more about that in a moment. What to do before bedtime. First of all, you want to do something for your family. And that could be pack their lunches, put a note in it, read a book to them, make a special snack, something small that's going to take you about 5 minutes. If you live alone, send a card to someone or a message or call someone who's lonely. The point is to do something kind in those closest to you. If you don't have family, then find a friend or a vet or someone who may need that little note. If you have family in the home, I suggest starting with them. Number 2, something for your home. This would be something really quick, loading the dishwasher, being sure everything is tidy for the next day. This does not include large projects or deep cleaning. This is just you doing about 5 minutes for your home. And then you want to journal your thoughts. We have to do a brain dump at the end of the day so that when we lay down, we don't have a lot of things running through our head. So let's do a journal and brain dump all of our thoughts or what's happened that day. And brain dumping is very important to organizing your thoughts. Preparing for the next day. Number 4, you want to make sure you know what's going to happen the next day. You have everything laid out for the next day, the paperwork for your errands, your clothes, any lunches that need to be packed. Check the calendar to make sure what's going to be happening the next day. Number 5, gratitude. You can do a gratitude journal, scripture, quotes. This is so important to your mental health. Use a daily devotional, gratitude journal, or a book of famous quotes. Read the quotes of the day. Ponder, think on it and its meaning. Then write down your thoughts. Being grateful for the things in your life helps. You have a more positive outlook on life. Reflect on what is important to you and the accomplishments that you have done for the day. Self-care. Remember, you take this time to take care of yourself. You need a shower, facial cleaning, brushing your teeth. Do things that maintain your body. Now you're ready for bed. You may not be here to get all these things accomplished before bed, but start where you are. Do not expect that every night will go perfectly. Choose the items that's most important to you. This will allow you to shortcut some things on the days that it just doesn't happen. Now we're talking about the morning routine. Morning routines is what your start to your day, right? You want to rise up, try to get up as soon as the alarm goes off. If you're one of those that have to wake up gradually, then set you a second alarm about 5 minutes later. Be prepared for that. The minute I don't, I will just go back to sleep, hitting the snooze button. Trust me, this will be hard for a short time. Within a couple weeks, you'll be right back on track. Some people find setting 2 alarms help, one to wake up and another one to get out of bed. They spend that time contemplating on their day. Number 2, be thankful. When you have thankfulness and gratitude in your heart, it produces more neuroconnectivity. You simply can't have a positive life without gratitude. So you want to try to have, if you have a struggle with having gratitude, then there are many videos out there in YouTube land that will help you learn how to be a more grateful and positive person. Get ready. Number 3, get ready completely before leaving the bedroom. I was inspired to do this by the Fly Lady resources. Number 5, exercise. This could be a short walk, 15-minute walk. This could be stretches. This could be time that you would get your body moving. Number 7, read something inspirational. I personally read my Bible. If reading is not your thing, you can get audiobooks from the library or YouTube and listen to audiobooks. Health. Our health is probably the second most important aspect of change in our lives. If we have free health care, it's easy to just go to the doctor and get medication and treatment when you're sick and ill. But during the valley of this process, it is possible we will not have insurance. And even with that to the side, if we are not eating well and do not care for our bodies, we won't feel well enough to accomplish the task that needed to succeed. I'm going to share some things that I have found worked for me. You can talk to your doctor and tell them your plans. They can direct you or set you up with a health coach. Actually, Medicaid pays for a health coach. Most insurance companies will pay for you to have a health coach. So food, be sure to be filling your body with real food. Reduce processed foods. Learn to cook 5 good, affordable dishes and alternate them. Educate yourself on how to eat correctly for optimal health, and prepare a menu so that you don't just grab a pizza or fries. When you start changing the food you eat, you will have withdrawals. The additives and sugar are addictive, and withdrawing from it can be brutal, but you simply have to ask, is this a life-giving food to help the body function, or a food that is leading to my demise? Remember to drink lots of water. Also, we have exercise. Don't start off running cardio. Start off with a step counter. See how many steps you take in a day. Up this amount by 1,000 steps a day every few days until you reach 10,000 steps a day. Running out more energy is just going to make you hungrier. So counting steps is a good way to be more mobile while working up to more strength. Stress. Learn how to cope with stress. Learn not to get upset over the little things, and those will help you deal with the bigger things. There are so many YouTube videos on dealing with stress. Stress can lead to health issues, erratic behavior. Stress can change your body on a molecular level, causing many health issues. You'll have an attached list at the end of class of video resources for this section as well. If you do not have access to the internet, you can go to the library or talk to your doctor for printable resources. Organization of the home. My home tells how I function. I have found that when I have a cluttered home, it's reflective of my cluttered mind. Start by cleaning up on the outside and then work on the inside. We are currently trying to go minimalist. Every item you have in your home, you're responsible to keep track of. I not saying the house is going to be perfect all the time. I don't expect that. I don't do that. My home is very ADHD friendly, so things may be in odd places, such as my Bible is on my microwave because I read it when I eat my breakfast. I have everything where I use it. So I have a timer next to the school books. I have um, my nighttime medicine in one cabinet. I have my daytime medicine in another cabinet because I take them at different times, and so I'm in different places. These systems help me to be able to not have to think about things. Attached is a simple routine I do to keep everything flowing. This does not mean it's always tidy and perfect. It is just a guide as life still happens. You can take a weekly routine from here and spend an hour a day decluttering and organizing the room for the day. You also must learn what is truly a need versus a want. I struggled with the fear of lack, needing something down the road and would not have it because I'd give it away. What I found was I functioned so much better and saved more money by being more minimalist, where I didn't have as much stuff than I ever did with all the stuff I stored. I did go through some old fears when COVID hit, but we did work through that. Block scheduling. Block scheduling will be the cornerstone of your life. And as we discussed last night, I have a journal that I use, a notebook journal, and that is what I use to plan my day. That is what I use to keep my finances in. I also use the Happy Planner, but with my ADHD, the bullet point journal, it works the best for me. But we're going to talk about blocking time off. Remember the 4 burner theory. You can only work on 4 things at a time, and usually only one can be on high. If you even things out to 25% on each eye, then you become more balanced in your life. If at some time you need to turn up one eye, you need to understand that the other eyes have to go further down. Now here it says that 1 burner is work, 1 is health, 1 is family, 1 is friends. These are going to vary from person to person. When first starting this program, I had health, work, family, and scheduling. So, and organizing my home. So you need to alternate these and when it's best fit for your life and what you're going through. But always remember that you can't have all of them on high. And you have to, if you're going to increase one, you have to decrease another. And only 4 things in your life can you focus on at a time. That's why we set up the systems that we have. And that's why we want a morning system, a night system, a work system, a meal system, a cleaning system, home system, money system, because we want to be able to not think about those things. We want them to just function the way they should. Here is our block scheduling. If you notice, everything is color coordinated and color coded and divided by times. And we set off a block, okay? This is where the color comes in handy. We're going to sit down and we're going to decide what colors are going to stand for what things and what areas of our life, okay? Because you're going to have different areas of life. Here is this example. We have the middle blue one as our night routine, our orange one as the morning, yellow is our work or preparing for work post-it. The blue one with the green thumbtack, we're going to call that green. And that is our house chores and fun time. And then pink would be our errands. Or you would change it to whatever different aspects of your life. And then the neon yellow I have as calls to make, because I always have notes on the side of it doesn't fit exactly in any of those departments, so I have a to-do list. So each time that you have this area, once you decided the colors, you then write those in on your calendar, and you will take your Post-it notes and you will fill out what you need to do in each of those areas. So let's take the one that's for work, the yellow. If you don't have a job yet and you're working toward getting a job, I have fill out 4 applications, write a cover letter, call and make an appointment. You would then take those and put those on the color blocking calendar. That would go like on your fridge or in your planner. And then the Post-it note would go next to wherever you work by your computer. Nighttime routine, that would go on my mirror at night where I can see it easily. My morning routine would also go by my sink. The Post-its would be stuck to my notebook that I have to take with me with all the stuff. And then the chores and fun time, I would have that probably on the fridge. And the calls to make are probably on the fridge as well. And then you plan out your day, and so you wouldn't need to change the morning and night routine Post-its. Those just stay there. And then the other Post-its would be, and you don't have to use the Post-its. I use the Post-its because I have ADHD and it helps me stay on task. If the Post-its, aren't necessary for you, you just simply write it in on the form, the time blocking form. And then you'll have that to look at to guide your day. Our last system is our meal planning system. For the meal planning system, we want to think about the foods we eat. Don't start off by making some sort of elaborate healthy plan. You won't stick to it. Write out something as you're learning. Write out exactly what foods you eat, what your family eats, and work on being able to know what everyone's going to eat, and so you don't have to ask that dreaded question, what's for dinner? And what does everybody want? You can plan out your meals, and once you get 3 or 4 of these, you could just repeat them and switch them up among the weeks, so that you have a system. And this will go in your binder, and after you get 3 or 4 weeks, then you can just go back and look at the other menus, and that way you don't have to keep redoing this every week. Once you know what foods you're going to eat, look through your fridge, your freezer, your pantry, and see what you already have in stock, and then make a list of the things you don't. And that will make shopping easier and save money. I always save money by making a meal plan. Okay, guys, thank you so much for following along and listening. Bring all of your plans back with you next week, and we'll look at them. I do apologize that last night was very short and we didn't seem to get through everything, but hopefully this will help. If you have any questions, just follow up with me.